Hello everyone, and welcome to Lightner Tax Office's coverage of the Monroe Ultimate. The manual is quite thick. I've summarized 4 things that I thought would make life just a little bit easier for you. Couple of things. There's a red light here. Keep an eye on that one. If it is not lit up, there's nothing in your silo over here, which is your plus and your minus. The star is the total. The diamond is the subtotal. There's a couple of different modes. We've got the edit mode or the normal mode, that's define.7. We've got the time value mode, define.1. I'll go through all those. So first thing I'll do is make sure we're in the edit mode, that's define.7. Clear everything out. So I'm going to show how to correct an error. So in my example, I'm going to do 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, and there's my mistake, plus 6. And then I'm going to total that out by hitting the star key. Watch the light go down. And now I recognize that, well, I've got 2 4s, and I wanted one of those to be a 5. So I'm going to press the up arrow until I see the first 4, and then I'm going to replace it. So up arrow. There's my first 4. Now I'm going to touch the replace, and then I'm going to replace, I'm going to do 5 as a positive. And then I'm going to hit the reprint button. So now instead of 20, I've got 21. And that is the first example of if you find a mistake, how you can fix it. For the second example, I'm going to do a time value. That's fairly often where someone might want to know the payment. So in order to reprogram these keys, we're going to hit define period 1. We are now in time value mode. Most of the Lightners are going to have a quick reference guide taped to them, future value, present value, rate. So in my example, I've got a loan of $250,000, and that's going to be the present value. So that'll be the down arrow. Let me adjust that. I've got a 6% interest rate. It'll be 6. And then where it says rate or replace, we'll load that. The term is in months, so we'll do 180 for our 15-year term. And then we want to know the payment. So if we simply tap the payment, once we have 3 of the 4 loaded, your monthly payment will be $2,109.64. There are more features where you can get the entire loan history. That's in the manual. This is just a quick down and dirty. To switch back to the regular edit mode, we'll go define.7, and now we're out of the financial mode. In many cases, we'll be expected to do multiple calculations at the same time. In my example, I'm going to be adding and then have an interruption. So I'm going to go $1, 2, 3, 4. We're up to 10 in this part of the calculator. We now have an interruption. We're going to switch over to this part of the calculator, which is completely independent. So the customer asks you midstream, what's the total mileage for 6 trips to Milwaukee's airport? So in that case, it'll be 120 times 2 for a round trip times 6, and we'll want to know what that equals. By using the keys over here, the answer to that question is 1,440. Please note, it is not over here. We were 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. I'm going to do the plus 5 now, and I'm going to total it out. And we're going to get just 15 because they are completely separate. The multiplication and division, when you hit the equals, stays over here. It does not get loaded into this part of the calculator. If you wanted that 1,440 to load over there, instead of equals, we would do equals plus, and then the 1,440 would load over there. I'll demonstrate. So now we're going to get interrupted again, and we've got 120 miles to Milwaukee times 2 times 6, and instead of equals, I'm going to do equals plus. And now I'm going to go back over and put my 5 in there and include that in the stack over here. So before we were at 15, now we're at 1,440 plus 15. And that's how you can do multiple calculations at the same time. when you have an interruption, the equals leaves it alone over here. The equals plus puts your quotient or product over into your main stack. The final part that was particularly tricky is what is the independent memory. So over here on the left, the second set of keys over here is the I plus, I minus, I subtotal, I total. And that's simply an area where I'll call it a different silo where you can store things. So we're going to do an example. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 21 over in this part of the calculator. We're going to pause and we're going to go over to the left part of the calculator and we're going to do $10 to the independent memory plus $15 to the independent memory. 20, 25. So now we have 70 loaded over into the independent memory. So if we wanted to just leave that over there, we'd go ahead and hit total. And sure enough, we've got our 70. And then we can jump right back over to this part. We're at 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. And if I put the 7 back over there, we'll have 28 over on the right-hand side. And as soon as I hit the total, that light is out. And since I hit the total on the independent memory, the M is out and nothing is in your independent memory. Thank you for your attention.